I never thought the happiest day of my life could turn into my greatest nightmare. I never thought the woman I loved, the woman I was ready to marry, could betray me in the cruelest way possible. But that's exactly what happened, just hours before our wedding. It all began early that morning. The sun was shining, the church bells were ready to ring, and my heart was racing with excitement. I looked at myself in the mirror, adjusting the tie my best man had given me. My friends were laughing, drinking, and telling stories, but my mind was only on one thing, her, Emily, my bride. The woman I believed was my soulmate. We had been together for 3 years. We met at a coffee shop, both reaching for the same cup by accident, and from that day forward, it felt like destiny. She was beautiful, kind, and full of life. I trusted her with every part of me. I never once questioned her love. But sometimes, life has a way of ripping away the veil we hide behind. I wanted to surprise her before the ceremony. The rules were clear. The groom shouldn't see the bride before the wedding. But I didn't care. I wanted to sneak in, see her smile, and tell her just one more time how much I loved her before she walked down the aisle. I quietly left the room, my heart pounding with excitement. I made my way through the hallways of the hotel where we were all staying. I knew her suite was at the end of the corridor, decorated with flowers and ribbons. As I got closer, I could hear music playing softly inside. I smiled to myself, imagining her dancing with her bridesmaids, nervous but happy. I turned the corner and then I froze. The door to her room was slightly open. I leaned forward just enough to peek inside, and what I saw shattered everything I believed about love. There she was, Emily, my bride, standing by the window in her wedding dress, and she wasn't alone. My best man, my closest friend, was with her. His hands were on her waist, and their lips were pressed together in a kiss that was far too real to mistake for anything else. The world stopped. My chest tightened and my vision blurred. For a moment I couldn't breathe. The laughter from earlier, the excitement, the joy, it all vanished in an instant. I stumbled back, my heart pounding so hard it hurt. My hands shook and my knees felt weak. I wanted to storm in, scream, demand answers, but I couldn't move. I was frozen, watching the woman I loved kiss someone else, the man I trusted most. The pain was unbearable. Betrayal doesn't just hurt. It burns, it breaks, it destroys. I staggered back into the hallway, my mind spinning. My chest felt heavy, my stomach twisted. I didn't know whether to scream or collapse. They didn't see me. They had no idea. I was standing there. And maybe that made it worse, because their kiss wasn't a mistake. It wasn't something done in secret shame. It was real. I rushed back to my room, slamming the door behind me. My best man's laughter from earlier echoed in my head. How could he smile in my face, joke with me, promise he had my back, while secretly stealing the one person who meant everything to me? I sat on the edge of the bed, burying my face in my hands. Tears stung my eyes, but anger soon replaced them. I thought about every moment I had shared with Emily, every kiss, every promise, every I love you. Were they all lies? Hours passed like seconds. Guests were arriving, the music was starting, the ceremony was about to begin, but I couldn't move. I couldn't walk down that aisle knowing what I knew. Finally, there was a knock on the door. Emily's voice, soft and sweet, called out, "Are you ready, love?" "Ready?" I opened the door slowly. She stood there, radiant in her gown, smiling as if nothing had happened. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. Her lips curved into the same smile I had fallen for years ago. But all I saw was betrayal. All I saw was her kissing another man. I stepped aside, letting her into the room. She looked at me, tilting her head. "What's wrong?" she asked. I didn't answer. I just pulled the letter from my pocket. It wasn't a letter, really. It was the vows I had written for her. Words I had spent weeks perfecting. Promises I was ready to keep forever. I tore them in half and dropped them at her feet. Her smile faded. "What are you doing?" she whispered. I looked her straight in the eyes and said the words that burned my throat. "I saw you, with him. Don't lie to me. I saw you." Her face went pale. Her lips trembled. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. Tears filled her eyes, but I didn't care. I couldn't care. The man I trusted most and the woman I loved most had destroyed me. I walked past her, out the door, down the hall, and into the world I no longer recognized. I didn't stop for anyone. I didn't care about the guests, the flowers, the music, or the plans. It was all over. That day, I didn't just lose a bride. I lost my faith in love. I lost my trust in friendship. I lost everything I thought was real. And the worst part? They didn't even chase after me. Because maybe, deep down, they had always belonged to each other. And I was just the fool who believed in their lies.